myself. I gotta see how
But
fucking
you, hey,
fire I am.
I think about how much you was avoiding the YouTube. I was like, you gonna come? You gonna come? You gonna come back around?
Just like everybody else.
Won't
I've
you
been talking
come?
to everybody else. I'm gonna come, son. I might have talked a lot of shit, but you too. I'm gonna come. I ain't too proud. You know, we get rid of ego. I'm gonna come.
Ah, shit, my man. I got our generation's Bobby Hemmett. That's the best way I could describe you, bro. I got this generation's Bobby Hemmett. Go ahead and shout yourself out, bro. Let's get into it.
Yo, what up, good people? I am NOC Nocturnal, the Form Runner. The Form Runner is what I go by. What I do can't be duplicated by nobody else. I'm the only person that's in this whole health and wellness spiritual atmosphere that don't do no diets. We don't do no diets. We don't alter your lifestyle. We take what you do and we make it fit your lifestyle so you can be the best possible you that you can be. All I can tell you is that I can't explain what I do to you because it is something beyond the physical. It is ancestral because everything that I do and that I've been given came from the ancestors. I take no credit. I'm a conduit. I deliver information. I'm a disseminator of information. And everybody that fuck with me, check this out. You're self-made, and I'm just going to help you become the even bigger self-made you that you could possibly be. That's all I do. I just enhance you.
Awesome. Let's get right into it, man. Unfortunately, Kevin Samuels. Okay, I'm a ask the dumb question. You're around these guys 24/7. The guys that can afford health, wellness. Uh-oh. He'll be back. He'll be back. Got a glitch. So first things first, thank everybody for coming out. You know what? While I'm waiting for Mac to come back, just let me go ahead and do the station ID real quick, and we'll get this thing together.
Welcome to the Morning Star Show with Super Sly 75. You're listening to onthewakeupradio.com. Sign up for OTWTube.com, uncensored free speech platform. Shout out to our super producer, Cindy Ashby. All shows are live on thewakeupradio.com. Catch replays on SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, as well as OTWTube.com. And now back to your host, Super Sly 75.
Okay, so I'm just waiting on Mac to come back, and I'm gonna just let him go off. It's not about me. Oh, here we go. Perfect timing.
Nothing for me, man. I can't depend on this shit. Technology. Listen. Nanobots. Please leave me alone. Please.
Hey, you know they say some people's aura is so strong it messes with electromagnetic fields. That could be your case. I mean, because you be vibrating.
Super duper. Every time I try to do something, bro, I don't know what's going on with the AI, man. AI just don't want me to talk my shit, bro. Instagram done got flagged again. Bro,
Damn.
I'm just trying to do the people's work, bro. I ain't trying to get it. I'm a disseminator of information. I'm not doing nothing.
I didn't know IG was on you like, jeez.
Bro, I'm on strike 3, bro. I'm on strike 3,
wow.
bro. I'm on strike 3, bro. So, let me go and do an I disturb real quick because people are disturbing me. Shout out to all the people that salute your boy. Listen, I appreciate y'all. But we about to get busy. Okay. You were saying.
Yeah, so you're around the cream of the crop, creme de la creme, all walks of life. How come these guys don't put more effort into their health, especially when they can afford it?
Money supersedes. The problem with that I run into everybody else is that when they start, even when they don't put their health first, they put their grind first.
Okay.
That's the problem. They put their grind first. They feel like money's going to be the answer when you can manifest money easily. You know, you could it's easy to manifest money. Everybody's a grinder rather than a manifester. I'd rather be a manifester than a grinder. I don't do no grinding. I don't do no grinding. You see? So, but that's what Esau got people believing that needs to be done in order for them to generate money. And quiet as crap. Kevin Samuels didn't even generate a lot of energy and created a bunch of money. He created a bunch of money by belittling and downplaying the feminine energy, not understanding the repercussions of energy, not understanding that the laws of correspondence is just as strong as anything else. Like people still I don't understand how in your right mind that you can believe in the Ten Commandments but don't believe in the universal laws that govern the universe.
Let me stop you there. We both understand that. We know how it operates. We understand. So was this an inevitable event, regardless?
I said that
I
years
know. I
ago.
remember you saying, it, yeah. I don't think most people understand. Like when I would hear people say, "Well, that's kind of what he got because he put out the energy," and they may have been right, but their point of view may have been based off how he made them feel emotionally, right? And I'm like, take the emotions out of it. If you put it out there, it comes back on you. But let go off.
You are responsible for you. Period. Let's get rid of that. Nobody's responsible for you. You can tell me my whatever. What you say to me has no bearing on me because I understand universal law. What happened is you had these women that was putting their belief and their faith in man. When we already know, lead not into your own understanding. Man is going to lead you down the wrong path regardless, because when you are being led, you will never find your true path to righteousness. So these people was taking information from somebody who didn't even know. You're taking information from somebody that's never lived in your shoes.
Mm.
And he was delivering information based on a society governed by Esau or white men society, on how they have conditioned black men, and then he was skewing it to create an audience based on, I wouldn't say raw facts, but some facts, but these are perspectives or point of views from one perspective. So when you understand the universal law, one of the number one rules of form over weight is what? We do not fuck with free will.
You know, that's right. That's right.
When you fuck with free will or you insert yourself in someone's free will, then you not only change their truth, you then try to create a fact based on your ability to persuade a person, which alters their reality. You should never try to control somebody else's reality, because when your reality starts to alter based on a reality that they're created, because you're creating hate, belittling the energy that brought forth you, then the universe see fit that when it's your time to transition, it is that same energy that is not there for you, even there is there for you.
Mm. Okay.
So what are the chances of a nurse being unable to bring a person back to life, being that it's a female? You see how the universe works? The universe really doesn't care about morality. That's why Brother Bobby tried to get niggas out of morality. This is the reason why we get rid of the ego first. This is the reason why we deal with the ego. We deal with the mind first. There is no other you. You should never fuck with free will. You should lend an opinion. You should never persuade or try and force free will. That's the demise of a lot of people. A lot of people, yeah, they want to control people. This is See, people, they study Esau they study him so closely. They study him so closely, and they want to mimic the things that he do in order to generate money, because he sees it as mind control or furthering his agenda. We already have a group of people who are mentally unstable. We have severely kept them severely malnourished, and not only that, they are, although we have oppressed their men, we allow some men to come forth through this platform, and these men, as long as they keep that agenda moving forward, will allow them to prosper. They don't understand that they're utilizing your mythology against you. Like, I don't understand. Like, so for me, mind you, this is Super Sly Show. Shout out to On the Wake Up. Shout out to my girl Cindy. But tonight we are talking fiction. None of this is real. None of this is the truth. This is my reality. Let me be very clear. This is my reality, and your reality belongs to you and does not belong to you until it becomes yours. So let me be clear about that. Okay? This is all fiction. Whenever you start to utilize energy through words to manipulate a people, you're fucking with free will. If your opinion of a person's sway their decision about them, you're fucking with free will.
Well,
If somebody calls me,
let
go
me
ahead,
stop you right
sis.
there. Okay,
Mhm.
I get that. The average
Mhm.
person may say, well, they shouldn't be so weak minded to let someone's opinion affect them in that way. What do you say to people that will give you that pushback answer?
Okay, they shouldn't be so weak-minded, right? That's what they say.
That's what they would say, yes.
Why are they weak-minded?
Because if you let someone's opinion, the saying goes, "What your opinion shouldn't be is none of my business," or whatever case may be. So,
Right.
so what
Mhm.
I
So
saw.
why are they how did they become why are they considered weak-minded? Why? What what qualifies a person to tell you that you're weak-minded because you take somebody's advice? We boys.
Mhm.
You come to me and you say, Mac, man, I'm looking at this motherfucking Range Rover. And I say, Sly, Range Rover costs 78,000. You say, yeah, man, it fits in the budget. But I say, Sly, you trying to grow your brand. I don't think the Range Rover will be a decision that's going to benefit the brand unless you can write it off through the brand and get the tax breaks, right?
Right.
You say, nah, nigga, I want this on my terms. I say, Sly, man, you know that ain't, you listen, as a man, I'ma always support you. If that makes you feel good, I'm like, fuck it, let's get the range.
Okay.
But as your boy, I'm telling you, that's not a good financial decision because it can have ramifications, right?
Right.
If you go buy the range and it puts you in joy, who the fuck am I to say Sly weak-minded because he didn't do what I said? Or who am I to say Sly is weak-minded because he saw my advice and felt like my advice was great and took it? Who am I? That's not a weak mind. That's a person seeking an opinion that wanted to support what they were already thinking.
Thinking. Yeah.
They need validation. They're not weak-minded. They just need validation. What you think credit is all about? Everybody's selling credit. Credit is validation. Please stop. Stop, people. I know everybody ain't as confident as us. I know that. But people come into this perspective already knowing what they know. They just want validation from somebody that's known.
Let
We
me
not
ask.
new, baby.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, as we grow and ascend, and you know our reach becomes further and further, we know better to insulate ourselves with people around us that will keep us, you know, in the right frame of mind. Maybe get a soothsayer here and there to kind of make sure things spiritually, I'm okay. I got do guys like him don't do that. That to me is second nature. Like that's what does. It's a duh moment for me. It's like why the fuck would you not have a bunch of people like that, a bunch of women around in the various positions? Go ahead, break it down for me, please.
Okay, so number one, whenever okay, so hold on for a second. Hold on for 1 second.
We're gonna take a short break. Uh, I would have some. I would play some mood music, but I don't have any.
Please,
Okay, we're back.
please, people, I love y'all. Please, please, people, I love y'all. Save it to the end. Like my boy Luck say, save it to the end, bro. I mean, my fucking notifications are going bonkers. This is what happens when I come fuck with you, Sly, man. Lord have mercy.
Listen, we
This
trying
is
to
why
get
we can't get together too often, man.
we trying to get this chitlin circuit tour popping off. What you talking about? What you talking? We're trying to get a reality show on VH1 while you
Yeah,
bullshit.
man. This is crazy. All right, so here's the thing, bro. Like, I understand. I'm Greek, just like Kevin Samuels. All right. I pledged at the HBCU. Everybody don't get the same recognition. Just because you're a Noop don't mean you get the same recognition as King Noop on the yard. And he wasn't King Noop on the yard. You get out in society and you don't get the same recognition as other people that you know, and you wasn't the one, you wasn't the man. So you create this persona and you have a matter of fact type of attitude that tells me, based on my research, that you kind of like rubbing it in the face of the people who told you in your own spirit of things that it was the Phi Nu Pi that got you where you were supposed to be in the first place. You see
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
So, you know, you got these people that's living off their letters, you got people that's living off their credibility and different things based on the overall perception or viewpoint of organizations and affiliations. And then when they finally get their foot in the door, they play up to the fact that sometimes they are a little bit more than what they really was. You know what I'm saying? Being that all my life I really been that and I really seen that. I know the traits of when people finally get on, how they tend to make it seem as if they were really much more than what they really was. Listen, man, I'm Greek. Like I'm King Sigma. Everybody know me for being the Sigma, the football nigga. So I seen how these things go in Greekdom. You got King Q, the Q that's out every time, everywhere he go. Well, that's the majority of the Qs. They're gonna be out everywhere they
That's
go.
what they do.
That, but you gonna always have that one that's just gonna be out all his life.
Yeah.
You got him in every fraternity. You know what I'm saying? You got it in every social status. And when when he got to the point to where he was starting to get some traction, that's when I was really never into the way he did things or the how he handled things, but I pay attention just like you bring stuff to my attention and I look at things and then I start talking to my people, and everybody in Greek hood is connected some type of way. And I knew he wasn't really that, and I knew that he became that and the public made him that because people are attracted to negative shit. Especially when you got a lot of women who really getting busy out here in the world as single mothers, and baby daddies ain't really doing nothing and they still surviving, and They may be conniving in some ways, and other ways they may be doing whatever, but overall they just making it. They making it, and they done got to the point to where they done got themselves comfortable and they want to settle down. But you know, people are glutton for punishment. They know what it is. Women know what it was, but they called to get a solidification or to be seen in a public atmosphere by somebody they deemed was ultimate masculine energy. That was the first mistake. Women, let me explain something to you. People, niggas, dudes, ladies, there's no such thing as masculine energy. Masculinity can't expand anything. The only energy that exists on the planet is feminine energy. The reason why you can't find a man is because you don't understand the difference between feminine energy and masculine principles. I've been challenged on this so many times. The reason why you got toxic masculinity is because women bump the egos of these men, making them think that they're alpha males when alpha males act on principle, and all the rest of these emotional ass fatherless men act on emotions. We call that bitch shit. The reason why we call it bitch shit is because feminine energy is emotional. Masculine principles are stability. The stabilization of the house comes off the principles, the rules that the man said in the house. The rules that are set in the house is expanded by the feminine energy as the rearing of the child that creates the family. So we had a whole society of people that was looking for masculine energy. And you got a whole bunch of emotional men who can't use their words, who only knows how to belittle and not build because they don't have a certain set of principles. And then the ones who have a certain set of principles were proved. We set laws and boundaries. We say this is what we like, this is what we don't like, this is what it's got to be. But see, whenever you have been conditioned in a society that says, oh, you can do what he do, why you want to answer to him? What they missed was they have feminine energy. And the instant feminine energy is not stabilized by rules, it becomes out of control. And what do you have now? A bunch of out of control women. They can't control their emotions because they don't have a man to stabilize them in their life. You got so many emotional men that scream and yell like the women that they can't even stabilize their woman and try to figure out why they're in a toxic relationship. So you have this group of men who believe in this thing called masculine energy. And it continues to backfire. That's why they seem like they woman haters. Because they can't build a woman because they don't have a certain set of principles. It's a simple thing, but it's malnourishment because you can't make these connections if you ain't got the bees. Not the birds and the bees, but the bees. You know the bees. Those of you who was trying to figure out how to get rid of COVID, and we took the bees. Yeah, yeah. This is it's just like this is like kindergarten to us over here.
What you
This
know,
is kindergarten.
it be for me. It's frustrating at times because it's like you get tired of kind of beating the war drum. It's like, you know what, you'll get it when you get it. If you don't, then it's you know. Um,
Yeah.
I want you to get into the hypertension.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a lot of people have their own varying ideas of what it is, the causes. Your from your experience. We both agree this was preventable. Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. Clearly, this man should not have had
Absolutely.
an 18-month run at his peak. This. But go ahead, break it down for me, please.
All right, so hypertension is basically a stress-related illness, metabolic problem. Um, because number one, we don't put the number one. Let's just back up. So we are the most malnourished group of people on the planet. The United States African American community is the most malnourished group of people on the planet. We're not counting the starving kids in Africa and all this other type. We're talking about in the known world. We're the most malnourished, capable people on the planet. And here's why. Nutrition in the United States is basically made for white males who only gets 3 months of sunlight per year. Okay. And that's absolutely no stress that doesn't deal with any stress. Okay. So these very wealthy, so the nutritional standard that's set in the country, in the United States, the FDA recommendations and all this stuff, is a set of recommendations that's generated for white males 5'9", 165 pounds with no stress. So if what you're reading is for white males, rich, with no care in the world, 5'9", 175 pounds, what kind of nutrition do you think you need as a man, 6'2", 210, that got to go to fucking work at McDonald's every day and listen to your boss talk crazy to you?
Right.
You have burned through all of your nutrition by 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's if you ate good. That's if you ate a good form overweight breakfast. But none of y'all eat form overweight breakfasts. So you don't have any nutrition. And over time, as your nutrition starts to dwindle, the heart rate goes up, the cortisol that the adrenals produce go up, the stress related hormones go up. As you get older, testosterone decreases, and everybody talking about estrogen does play a part, but stress plays an even bigger part. Show me somebody who rich and stress free, I'll show you somebody that's getting a lot of morning wood. It's that simple. And although the other part of it, based on the malnourishment of the foods, plays a heavy part in it, the biggest part is stress. The African American community is so stressed out, it's unbelievable. And social media is making it worse. Okay. So the number one cause of hypertension is stress. The number two cause of hypertension, constipation. The number three cause of hypertension, dehydration. Number four, lack of sleep. Everybody is a grinder. I grind. I'm up all night grinding. Okay, listen. I used to grind. I used to grind. I'm an athlete. I used to grind. I used to work hard. But it's a couple of things though. I got to bed. I got to bed. And I always stay hydrated. And I don't recall one time in my life ever not using the bathroom 3 times a day. That's number two. We're not counting peeing. Peeing is a byproduct. We count number two. So whenever the body can't get nutrition in to replace the nutrition out, that means you're dying, right? There's two
Basically.
ways that you die. Explain to y'all the two ways that you're dying, right? When you're in a nutritional deficit and the body can't repair the damage that you had yesterday 100%, you die a little bit every day. That's what we call aging. Okay? You're dying. Whenever you don't uh, whenever you don't repair the body 100% at any point, you're dying. Some people, what they call age faster than others. The reason why people age faster than others is because they don't get the proper nutrition in based on what they did the day before. That's why when older people get to a certain age and they stop doing stuff, they stop damaging their body, then they start to, that's when, they start to live longer. But you got those grinders who will say, I've been grinding, and they 55 years old, and you're like, Dad, you need to take a rest, you need to sit down, and they still grinding, and you find them out in the shop, up under the car at 60 years old, when if he had just sat down when you told him to, he would have prolonged his life. But because he's been malnourished for so long, if the body can't find the nutrition to repair him every single day, and we know based on aging, you cannot absorb the nutrition like you did when you was 25. That's why you don't heal as fast. You got people that can't heal as fast because they can't absorb the nutrition as fast. It's all about absorption. Well, what affects absorption? Constipation, dehydration. What if I'm not constipated, and what if I drink tons of water? The body can't heal itself if you're not sleeping, but you're grinding at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It takes the liver 2 hours to come online. Liver time is from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. The liver starts tonifying itself at 3 to 4. At 5 to 6, it's cleaning itself, getting ready for the day. But you've been up to 2, so that pushes the liver's time. The liver says, oh, I can't filter, I can't repair, I can't heal. So we just gonna have to take it on the fly. You're prematurely aging yourself because you're a grinder. You staying up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning every day. You see what I'm saying? It's like every organ system has a time in which it tonifies, which means like we talk about exercise, right? We talk about exercise. The organs have a time when they tonify, which is exercising, and when they cleanse, which is a rest. Every organ has a time on the clock in which it rests and then it tonifies. But because we've never been taught these things, we don't understand how these things work in the body. So when the liver and the kidneys start to suffer, the blood pressure starts to creep up because the liver can't produce what it needs to repair the body overnight, because the liver is the plant of the body that builds a lot of things, everything from hormones to, you know, different cells that go and repair the muscle tissue, different cells that repair the endothelial, all the different things go through the liver. A lot of different things. It's a processing plant. If the liver can't repair itself in time, then the kidneys can't filter out, as the kidneys get damaged, it can't filter out all of the bad stuff. So the bad stuff ends up being in the bloodstream longer than it's supposed to be. If you're constipated, you can't get it out that way. So the blood pressure starts creeping up because of inflammation. As you start to get inflamed, what happens? The breath starts to get shorter because most of you are what? What Sly call you? What does Sly call you, people? What does he call you? You're mouth breathers. And you don't understand that the body can't use maybe 10% of the oxygen that comes through the mouth.
Yeah.
Oxygen, just like food, has to be 98.7 degrees before it can be utilized in the body. But most of you breathe through the mouth. There's no temperature gauge in the mouth. So God said, let there be sinuses. But none of you want to breathe through your nose. You want to be mouth breathers. You want to be mouth breathers. And that's okay. When you come over here,
What is it you
we'll
say?
teach you.
No judgment.
There's no judgment. We're not going to judge you. There's only understanding. But all jokes aside, man, all this stuff play a part. How you breathe, how you sleep, how many times you use a bathroom per day. This is the difference between diabetes and cancer. This is a huge difference. The ability, because people are still, people do not understand. Let me explain something to you hypertensive people. The heart has almost nothing to do with hypertension. Almost nothing.
I don't think the
The
average
heart,
person understands that. I think 90% of people associate, because if you type it in and go into the images, you see hearts. Yeah.
because of the pressure that, okay, so quick lesson. The heart is a pressure valve regulator. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Your actual venous system is the pressure. The pressure is generated through the venous system through breathing. So you mouth breathers or shallow breathers will always have pressure related problems because you don't understand the importance of your lower GI tract that reaches almost to your fucking navel. You never really, outside of high school or playing some sort of sports, have utilized the entire capacity of your lungs. So you've never really in your life oxygenated your blood to the point to where your heart can develop into a pump regulator that supports the kidneys. Y'all need to think about this. The kidneys sit right below the heart, to the left and to the right. Those are the batteries of the body. All of your problems with high blood pressure and hypertension is because of your batteries. If you have a remote control, the pressure that you press on that remote control doesn't really make a fuck if the TV comes on or off based on the distance. It's based on the distance, right? So if the batteries are low, then the closer I get to the television, the TV will come on. The power will reach there. Okay. Well, let's just say you sitting at a chair, you done took your hypertension medicine that's only designed to slow down the heart. Reduction in blood pressure slows down the heartbeat, slows the heart rate down. That's what hypertension medicine does. It slows the heart rate down to spare your batteries because it doesn't want your batteries to run out of any more juice than what it already has because your kidneys are already damaged. Okay. That's what's creating the hypertension. The kidneys can't filter the blood as fast because your blood is so thick because you dehydrated and you got thick blood because your liver is suffering. Okay. You're taking shallow breaths, so the oxygen in the blood, you don't charge it as much. It's the oxygen that creates the charge. Everybody's talking about electrical. What creates electricity? Oxygen. It's the oxygen in the lungs that converts into the bloodstream that goes in the heart that creates that electrical current that keeps that heart beating. Creates that beat, that pressure builds up, one valve open, one valve closes. Blood goes out into the kidneys filter. What do the kidneys filter out? What do the kidneys utilize to filter? Electrolytes. The electrolytes then plays a part when it gets to the kidneys. But guess what you don't have? You don't have electrolytes. Why? Last I checked, oxygen and hydrogen wasn't electrolytes.
Right.
Ain't that what water is?
Yeah.
Ain't that what water is? Ain't water is H2O? What my fruitarians H3O at? What my fruitarians? H3O. What my fruitarians H3Os? Last I checked, hydrogen and oxygen wasn't electrolytes. The water in the fruit H3Os, I'm coming for y'all next. Don't worry. This is a precursor to what's coming. All you fruit people, I'm coming for y'all. Don't worry about it, Spot.
I was seeing that
They don't even
over
see me coming.
the last couple of weeks. I'm like, this shit, what is this? I was like, you know
I'm
what?
coming for you. I'm gonna bust you upside the head. So the last time I checked, hydrogen, no matter how many chemical bonds, I'm really a chemist. I really worked as a chemist now. For you moonlighters who are in this health and wellness atmosphere, I really worked as a chemist now. So beware when you start talking your hypotheses. There's no such thing as an electrolyte H3O or H2O. That's water. Water is a base. So when you hear Dr. Morse, a lot of you Dr. Morse copiers, for fruits, the fruits. He talk about acids and base, right? Acids and base. Water is a base. You would never get hydrated with water. Water would dehydrate you. It will pull the electrolytes out of the body. Pure water is distilled water, H2O. They gonna add all of these different things to the water through steam, vapor doesn't hydrate you. You gotta have the electrolytes, things that conduct electricity. These things comes out of the bones, because why? The bones produce the stem cells. Stem cells are baby cells that can be converted to anything, muscle, tissue, heart tissue, different things. But y'all don't know how to stimulate the stem cells to come out of the bones because y'all listening to H3O2 and H2O and drink this and coconut milk and all this other type of stuff and don't understand how chemistry really works in the body and understand that the kidneys are the star of the show. That's the reason why the medical industrial complex attacked the kidneys. Now, let's get to what is it called? Uh, uh, what was the meds called? It was called
What he was,
name.
what they had him prescribed, the adenalol,
Yeah,
the adenolol. Yeah.
and the olol. And the olol is an irritant. Number one, chemistry wise, it's an irritant. So it irritates the mucous membrane, the mucosal of the stomach, and everything else in the body, right? It's an irritant. Now, the chemical weight of the actual drug was 266.34. And you're a carbon being, which is on the second row of the periodic table. It's a single digit chemical weight. So if that's if the basic basis of what you created is a single digit chemical weight, and you're taking a drug that's a 3-digit chemical weight, how toxic do you think that is? The eyes of mucus is a mucous membrane. This was eye toxic. It was toxic to the mucous membrane, the skin. For women who are taking this on hypertensive, it passes through every orifice. Vaginal fluids, breast milk, saliva, you kissing, all that, it passes to your partner. These drugs that they're putting people on, these people don't even understand the chemical weight that it has on their system. This particular drug, not only did it have was it an irritant, it causes cancer. There's no way to escape the fate that these drugs put into people because his kidneys was already damaged. This is the crazy part.
Go ahead, go in, bro. That's why you're here. Go.
Okay, so you got hypertension, and we know hypertension is caused by chronic dehydration and constipation. They give you a drug, which is the drug is only 50% absorbable at max. That's if you're not compromised intestinal wise. It's only 50% absorbable. So if you're getting 10 milligrams or 20 milligrams, you're getting half of that in the bloodstream, right? So I'm going to give you a medication that's going to slow down the heart. Because I slow down the heart, I slow down the blood. So we already know what that does for the manhood. That's out of there. That's that's out of there now. That's out of there. I'm just giving you the real. Y'all know I don't cut no corners. The manhood is out of there. Then You want to restore the manhood because it is running your batteries down. The kidneys are the batteries. Remember I said that, folks. The kidneys are the batteries. This slows down the heart, which slows down the batteries. So fatigue is one of the side effects of this particular drug,
Right.
along with alamantopine and litrazine and all the other hypertension drugs. Fatigue is one of the lethargic fatigue is one of the things that come with it, right? So I'm gonna go and get me a Red Bull. Now I slow the heart down because my blood vessels are already restricted. But I'm gonna get a Red Bull with caffeine, and caffeine creates a metabolic raise by restricting the blood vessels even more. So I got a slow heart, and I restricted the amount of blood that can go through the blood vessels, creating an artificial energy burst. But we know the body is systemic. You constrict the blood vessels to the heart, you constrict the blood vessels to the brain. When you get excited or upset and you got restricted blood flow, and the stress hormones into the bloodstream, and the cholesterol that's designed to take care of the hormones into the bloodstream, and you drinking this Red Bull that has sugar that makes cholesterol sticky. What do you think that's going to do to those blood vessels leading to the heart when we already know that you have calcification and plaque in those blood vessels? It's going to create an AFib or some sort of heart discourse. What that means is the heart starts to get off a rhythm. A heart attack is when the heart is off a rhythm. Now, for the last 10 years, I've taught people how to deal with heart attacks and strokes with people. I've taught that for free because I know we are so subjected to heart attacks and strokes based off of hypertension because we're the most stressed out group of people on the planet. What pained me the most, and I didn't agree with a lot of the stuff that Kevin Samuels did. Some stuff was right on par. Other things were not so much on par. His approach I didn't always agree with, but people are glutton for punishment, and I don't fuck with free will. So you get what you ask for. But what pained me the most was the fact that she could have stopped the heart attack in 2 seconds if she really had been
Oh,
in the medical.
before you give out the secret answer, now we kind of grew up on the aspirin, the aspirin trick. If
He was taking aspirin too. That's the crazy part.
Okay.
He was taking low dose aspirin, which is even crazier. So you taking a drug that slows the heart down, and you got thin blood from aspirin that's destroying your stomach. Then you drinking Red Bull, which constricts the blood vessel. Okay, so if you got a blood vessel and you got blood going through, you take aspirin. Aspirin is going to thin the blood, so the amount of blood that go through is going to be double. Let's say the blood that's going through it is double. You drink a Red Bull, it's going to restrict the blood vessel, so you go from double back to where you was. Because caffeine and sugar
constricts the blood vessel. Not only does caffeine, not only do you get caffeine and sugar, now that you got sugar, you got to have insulin from the pancreas. Insulin is anabolic. We know what anabolism does. Why bodybuilders want to be anabolic? Why do bodybuilders shoot insulin? To grow. To grow. Insulin grows things. So now you got insulin that's trying to usher this sugar into the cell. We don't know if he was pre-diabetic or not, because diabetes, hypertension, and kidney failure they all in the same boat.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
None of this had anything to do with the heart. His heart could have been strong and good to go, but the plaques and the electrical malfunction of the heart was the problem. And the fact that he couldn't get the heart back on beatness, he could have fixed that shit in 2 seconds.
Okay. Let me stop you there. I know I'm Monday night quarterbacking this thing, but I can look at myself in the mirror and know when I'm not well. Right?
Yes.
I think the average person can look at themselves and say, you know what? Something's off. I don't look my best. Clearly. And people have been saying it for the last year that he did not look well. He would dim the lights. His skin was, you know what I'm saying, a little ashy. Not to be say he was, and eyes. Yeah. So how do you not look at yourself and you not say, hey, and let me ask you this. Hip hop culture, I think, has gotten us away from proper rest. I remember Diddy was like, I sleep when I'm dead. I work 18, 24 hours, 22 hours a day. I remember these discussions I would have with these record execs. And the artists would tell the public, yeah, we ain't got time for sleep. We sleep when we dead. We got to get this money. It's part of our culture, sleep deprived, or they push that to a certain extent, is why we as a people don't get as much rest as we. I've never heard white folk teach their children in mass. You know,
but all the record executives, all the presidents, all the CEOs, they're going to meet you at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Why? Because they're in the bed at 9.
Yeah.
While you up in the studio, you got to go straight from the studio. Oh, I got a meeting with Rifkin. I got a meeting with Russ. I got a meeting with. You got a meeting, but you just come out the studio. Then you sitting in the meeting like this, talking about what he talking about, and trying to figure out why the fuck you got fucked in your record deal.
But Mac, you in the town. How many times we done went to meetings at strip clubs at 2, 3 in the morning? I'm like, this is not normal. Who does this?
This is not normal. What are you doing? You got an 8 o'clock meeting. They already know you finna sign a 360 deal. They know you going for it. You going for the advance. You going for it. You trapped 10 album deal. We want 360, all your concert, all your merch. We want, and you going for it. Because you can't even think straight without 8 hours of rest. You can't, I don't understand why people don't understand the importance. Like, in form of a weight, I have a trick. Like, you don't mind, do you?
No, by all means, please take your time, Pastor. Take your time.
You may resist for a while, and that's okay, because we will meet you where you at. But you will soon come. You will come to understand who you really are. Because over here, I believe that you are the greatest you that has ever been created. Ever. Because there's only one. And my duty as your brother is to make sure that you be the best possible you that you can be. One of the things that I push on people is sleep. If you seek to manifest, I got a lot of manifestors. Y'all don't know, me and Sly practice magic. Y'all, I remember when y'all was calling him Luciferian.
Oh, they was.
He knows alchemy. Okay, he knows. See, y'all didn't know I knew magic. You see, so if you intend to use the law of attraction and the laws of cause and effect and the law of manifestation, all is mind and all this type of stuff, you can't do it if you don't sleep, baby. You've been coached and been told wrong all your life because every time you wake up, you have the ability to put yourself in a mode of receiving. So sleep is very, very, very vital. This is the reason why they will do anything but compromise their sleep.
That's right.
They will not compromise their rest and will all but fire you or not deal with you if you call them on a day that they're dealing with their family at rest. See, we don't understand the importance of these things, but we're here now. Someone who cares about you and don't sell products is here now. Oh, you're gonna pay for the coaching though. But I love you.
Let me ask you this. Um, and I guess I'm gonna dumb it down a bit. We're just gonna talk off the physical. I remember when Bo.
People, this is hold on, Sly.
Go ahead.
I'm not like this all the time. I'm just messing with y'all. I gotta provoke fun. This is how me and Sly have good times, man. It's all good.
I remember. I think last year there was a challenge of your physical trainer. Yo, somebody said, "Yo, if you ain't your physical trainer ain't got veins in his abs," and then here comes Bo, and he's like, "Who you talking about? I got veins in my abs." I remember this, and then I'm leading to the point when I see people, I don't know what you would call them, influencers, um, black folk, right? That have a influence of, and they're not in shape, right? I get called a hater. I'm being picky. I'm looking at the message is not what he looked like. Is what is he saying? I'm like, but he's physically not well looking. And
Right?
I think you know who I'm talking about. This is one of them. And I'm like, this nigga's overweight. How can you take anything he says? He doesn't have self discipline. What is that? What? How did we get so
It's
far
the
away from that?
it's the delusion. It's the ego. People want to be accepted by the popular people. Like we not popular. Like we not popular because we not friendly. We not friendly, bro. You already know, bro. We not popular because we not friendly. We don't go along to get along because we don't empower people to follow. These people, they look for and prey on people to follow them. We are empowering people who don't want you to follow us. We want you to follow you because at the end of the day, you are the only person responsible for you. The influencer that's influencing you to be a certain way, they're not responsible for you. You're a check for them. You just what you say. You just what you say you are. You are a follower. I don't want no followers. I'd rather have a million leaders than a million followers because a million leaders are going to be a million partners. A million followers are going to be a million workers. And I ain't got time to be telling niggas how to live their life because I don't fuck with free will. So I'd rather empower you to be the best possible you so you can create your children to be the best possible them and not worry about who a boss and who a worker because bosses die quicker than the workers. Ask me how I know. It's part of the form overweight mantra. How my ancestors got all of the land they got is because they outlived their slave master, who was the boss. Now we the boss.
That's deep. That is
Now y'all
deep.
stop and listen. Listen. There's a new era of people that's coming into this atmosphere of social media. We've been sitting behind the scenes for a long time. and it's about to get real touchy-feely with the men who are emotional, raised by women who don't have masculine principles behind them. And you're going to see them come to the forefront trying to challenge because they don't have the principles or the masculinity to defend anything or to stand on nothing. They're emotional. So I'm just preparing you for what's coming because it's more than just me. It's a lot of us. And we not shy no more. See, we the street dudes that didn't like to be filmed. You see, because we already knew how the feds worked. We didn't like to be, we didn't take pictures. We didn't want to be seen on social media. We didn't want to be in the limelight. We was the background type of dudes. But now we seeing that how our people are suffering at the hands of these. I got to be seen. I got to be an influence. I got to be popular. I got to disseminate information, even if it's not true. Then if they get it from more than one source, then they won't just hold me accountable because it's all over the web. That's why when you, the things that you get over here, you're not going to get nowhere else, because this is ancestral understanding. This is passed down from generations. Y'all hear this thing, right? Y'all might not know it because a lot of y'all don't know nothing about traveling. But we have this thing called mouth to ear. Y'all don't understand the significance of mouth to ear. The Egyptians, they passed down generational information mouth to ear. The whole camping and our ancestral understanding was to tell us our history under the elements of fire. That's what illumination is. It is out of darkness came light. So y'all have to understand there's a new modality of understanding that's coming to this whole internet thing that's trying to be suppressed. Like, I know for me, I'm on strike 3, and I haven't said nothing that's been out of the way. So they're gonna try to continue to suppress. I know Slides on the. I know he had to switch accounts a couple of times, you know. So listen, I'm not here to try and win you over because I don't care what you think about me. As long as you know that you cold, as long as you know that you the greatest, what you think about me don't matter. Because my job is to make sure that you know that you're the greatest. I'm a disseminator of information, and that's it. You take what I say, you make it applicable, and you make it yours, and create your reality. Because this is all fiction.
Let me ask you
So
this.
our people.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to ask
No,
you.
no. I mean, we delusional, bro. We delusional. We see a person, he could be 280. Talk about eat oatmeal in the morning.
Okay, perfect question for you. There's this kid on. He's on Twitter. Kid is 6'7", 350. He's 14 years old, and I'm seeing that generation of young men just be bigger and bigger and bigger. Like the boy, unfortunately, that lost his life in the accident and the carnival, whatever. He was bigger than the doorway. What is that? The next evolution of these young boys? Because can you get into that for me real quick, please?
So you're having a mutation that's going on right now.
Okay.
We talked about it 10 years ago because these parents are eating whatever. So you gotta understand, your pregnancy starts 6 months before you get pregnant. So if you're eating the bullshit, these foods that are contaminated with growth hormones and different types of uh, immune system modulators, people forget that the pituitary, these glands are easily affected by the foods that you eat.
Right.
So the people don't even understand the word half-life. What's the half-life of these chemicals that's in these foods?
Yeah.
You don't even know what your baby daddy eating. This nigga eating fucking Chick-fil-A every day at lunch. Then you get pregnant and you have these pituitary malfunctions. You know, you don't your husband is taking Viagra to even goddamn have sex with you to even get pregnant. These are immune system modulators. That's the sperm has been manipulated.
Mhm.
If you eating bullshit, the egg has been manipulated. The estradiol and different estrogens in the body, the chemical makeup, the bones are not producing the correct type of uh, bone marrow. The stem cells are all muddled up. Your DNA is truncated. This is because of the food. And people don't realize there's a whole, this is the thing. Everybody want organic, bro. There's a whole section of foods that they purposely didn't even touch because they know you wasn't gonna touch it.
Mhm.
That's why they don't have birth defects. That's why you don't see the 6'9", 340, 14-year-old white boy. It ain't because it's a hanging gene. It's because you eat the bullshit food, and here you got a 14-year-old with a heart that's gonna be done by the time he's 45. Oh, he's an alumni. He's gonna be in the NFL. He's gonna be in the NBA, and he's gonna collapse on the court. When these things can easily be corrected, eating foods in the proper time, utilizing the proper nutrition, which we call form of weight. But that's what it is. You got to understand how they're feeding us. And you got people say, I only eat organic. Well, what is organic? What is organic? Organic is nothing. You might as well go to Dollar General and get the fruits off the Dollar General thing. You know, Dollar General and started selling fruit. You're going to Whole Foods getting organic, and organic means nothing. Organic means nothing. That's a buzzword to get a couple of extra cent on the produce. Period. That's it. That's it. Because here's the thing. Let's just take a hypothetical, right? We understand that they have to give notice. This is global. This is universal. We understand universal law. We
Right.
understand free will. If you're listening to this show, I need y'all to understand notice is always given. Nothing is by chance. Nothing that happens is by chance. They must, according to universal law, give notice. The only people that don't give notice are the people that suffer the most. Who suffer the most, Sly? Can you tell me who suffer the most? Do y'all want to guess who suffers the most?
I think everybody know.
Okay. The people that suffer the most don't give notice. So we already know what that is, don't we, Chaos? Okay. So y'all still trying to get justice when they give notice. They create notice. They give notice of what they're going to do. In order to give notice, you have to have what? Status correction, people. Let's talk the status correction. What do they have to provide for you if they give you notice? They have to provide a
A
remedy.
remedy, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm teaching too much, Sly. I'm doing too much teaching. I'm doing too much, Sly.
You know,
You
Bo will
supposed to
come through
check me on that. You my
yanking it.
boy. You supposed to check me on that. You supposed to reel me back in on that,
My
Sly.
bad. Okay.
No, all jokes aside. So these people give notice, therefore they must give a remedy. When they introduce organics into the atmosphere, into the whole agriculture thing, they already had a remedy because they knew that that only meant that they would add an extra molecule of carbon to the soil, which would kill a certain amount of bacteria that supposedly creates bad things in the soil. But organic means nothing. There's only food, and then there's genetically modified organisms. The only thing you should really even care about, you should even care about the fertilizer, unless it's atrazine or something that's like that they use to create gender modifications in fruit, and that only works on fruitarians who eats fruit that's sprayed with atrazine that made the male frog grow into a female frog. Animal studies. But anyway, there are proteins that convert these heavy metals into water soluble compounds that you can pee out. But they introduced you into the vegan model and remove the proteins that you get in animal proteins, animal products that convert these heavy metals that you get in these vegan products into things that are water soluble that the kidneys can clear. But we have a problem. The kidneys are damaged because you have hypertension. So we slow the heart down. So that slows down the amount of pressure that's generated that the liver uses to clean the blood. So you got half clean blood. You got a slow heart. You don't eat meat. So you don't have the certain proteins that convert in the liver that help remove the heavy metals. So now you trying to play football and not eat meat, and your voice starts to go up and you get hurt. And when you get hurt and you can't heal, then you get cut and you go to another team and you can't get the lesson, and then you get cut again, and all you got to say is that, well, it's my fault. Because you didn't understand how it starts to manipulate the entire system. Like this thing is so humongous, man. This nutrition uh sickness that we have amongst our community is so vast and so big that I know I make a lot of fun. I like to poke fun with people. I like to have a good time with people. But when you really talk to me and I really get serious about it, it's killing our community, man. It's messing with our mind. It's messing with our children's ability to comprehend. And we're getting frustrated because we have to tell them things over and over and over again. And because we're malnourished ourselves, we don't know how to use our words. And we can't really teach our children. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. And because they have conditioned our females to want to be the plug now. They want to be the breadwinners. They want to be all of the things that they need to be because they have conditioned the man to, talk crazy to the women and not empower them. We start to have these, we starting to have these community clashes of male and female. Like that, there should have never been a Kevin Samuels that would have, the Kevin Samuels that I envisioned would have been the Kevin Samuels that would empower the women and say, look, I know it's hard out here. I know you want this type of high value man, and you can have that if you believe it. But if you don't believe in yourself and you feel like you can't have it, then you will never have it. But you ask the question, how many children you got? How much money do you make? Da 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 da. You asking all these questions that don't fucking matter. That shit don't matter. It's, do you believe in yourself? That's the only question that matters. Do you in your mind believe that there's a man out there for you? Listen, ladies, stop putting a value. See, that's United States shit. That's the shit that's created out of fiction. That's what they call legal fiction shit.
Yeah,
that's
legal
admiralty.
fiction. Right.
Listen, let me explain some spiritual shit to y'all so y'all can get an understanding of how form over weight works, right? Y'all talking about manifestation. I'm gonna manifest this. I'm gonna manifest this. I'm gonna manifest this, right? You can't control your household. You can't control your attitude. You can't control your mouth. You know you got a slick mouth. You can't control your attitude. Somebody say something stupid to you. You don't even have the ability to let that shit roll off your back. You want to control that. You're trying to control the universe. And you don't even believe in the universe that's in front of you.
Let me stop you there. Perfect. Because when she get to flipping, bro, I just be like, It's
I
it,
know.
it's something about a woman, and she knows exactly what to say to get you out of pocket.
Whoop, whoop, push that right
Yeah.
button. Whoop, whoop,
Every
push that
time.
right button. You be like,
To the moon, Alice, to the moon. But then I have to remember that is her strong suit. That's what she's designed to do, and
she's just trying to do.
I can't beat it out of her because that's ridiculous. That's what she is
That's ridiculous.
designed to do. So I understand it. I respect it. I know where it's coming from. But there's some days, man, it's just like not today.
Because, because, because women need to understand the stressors of the world of a man as a natural provider. The ego that we have been uh, groomed to is to be the stabilization, which is the providing. Right now, society has cornered the society. Society has manipulated the economy to where you require two uh incomes basically. In an average household you're going to require two incomes, right?
Yeah.
That was strategically engineered by economists to as part of the manipulation of the middle class. That's how they manipulate the middle class. So now, because they got the woman out of the house to rear the children and into the workforce, but yet they didn't take any of the stressors that was on the black man and remove any of the stressors. They actually elevated the stressors in society, all while manipulating the black woman into being kind of a co-conspirator with society. So women are feeling like they are doing more than what they're supposed to do because in their nature they know, because that intuition, they know that I'm helping, right? And they feel like because they're helping that they should get a reward all the time for doing things that is required in society in order to survive.
Right.
And then when things go bad, they feel like, oh, well, you ain't contributing or helping me get to the point to where I need to be. And everybody has this thing called financial independence or financial freedom. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Listen, I want you to think about the richest person you know. They go to work every day. There's no such thing as take that word financial and that word freedom and throw that the fuck out the window. There's no such thing as financial freedom because everybody that you know that's rich goes to work. The only person that's just goddamn traveling the world and retired and doing nothing, that's not doing nothing, is the niggas that done worked 65 years of their life and generated a whole bunch of money, or the 1% that we know about, not the 1% you niggas know about. Jeff Bezos ain't even in the 1%. Jeff Bezos is in the 89 to 90%. He ain't even in the
I
1%.
don't even
Y'all
have
niggas
those
know what the 1%
conversations.
look like.
I don't even
So
discuss
money don't even exist to these
this to
people.
these people.
If you can talk about money, you don't even know nothing. These people don't know what money is.
They don't know what
Anyway,
that shit.
so so my thing is there's this resentment, this internal resentment that's going on that has to be talked about. You know, because I see so many successful women that pick themselves up after they chose to fuck with a lame. That's your decision. Free will. We don't fuck with free will. You chose to fuck with a lame who wasn't gonna do shit for your child. You had to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and make a way. And now that you getting bread, you feel like every man should kneel before you. Every decision you made prior to that, successful or not successful, was your free will. So why are you feeling like you deserve to be treated differently than anybody else because of your decisions? You want some sort of applause because you pull yourself up by your bootstrap when everything that put you in a hole was your decision. When are people going to accept responsibility? You accept responsibility for your success. Oh, I did this myself. I got a perfect team. I was homeless. I was this. I was that. And I done made it. And these niggas ain't shit. All your decision. You got tired and said, I'm sick of this shit, and made a way for yourself. You was 17 years old and want to listen to your mama go out and goddamn run the streets and do what the fuck you wanted to do, and goddamn end up running away from home because you don't want to do what the fuck your mama want to say. Your mama don't give a shit, so you out here with Nancy Sue, Lynn, and whoever else, and you created a hard life for yourself. All decisions you made. But you only want the people to congratulate you and look up to you and be an inspiration to me because you did. No, tell these people what's really what it was. I got tired. I fucked up. I made a whole bunch of stupid decisions. I put myself in a bad position. I'm in a position where people applaud me, but I don't need no applause. I don't want no applause because all these decisions were mine. You got the same choice. Make a decision. Tell people to really the way it is. Everybody want to be fucking praised. You niggas is not Jesus, man. Everybody want to be praised. Oh, you so I like what you've done. Oh, the fuck? We're not doing it over here.
Let me ask
True
you.
empowerment, man. Empowerment is not just getting bread. Well,
Right.
you can't do nothing. Listen, I had a person try to sell me today on a $25,000 course. You're gonna call me about a $25,000 course and make it seem like I need it. Tried to make it seem, oh, you need it. Once you get this $25,000 in this course, this is gonna make enough money for you to never need no money ever again, bro. Who told you that I needed money? People always operate under an assumption.
Yeah.
You know what's more important than money? Joy. You know how much? You know how many dead 45-year-old millionaires I know? I'm 47. I'm in fucking joy. I got some friends that's 45 still. They might be 47. They was, you hear that word was millionaires. They children are going to be millionaires when they turn 18. Oh, they made a way for their children. Their children have no financial literacy.
Damn.
They're going to want stuff just like you. They're going to want Gucci. They're going to listen to the music. They're going to be rich with a big old belly, with hypertension, taking the gas station pills, just like everybody else. And it's going to be a perpetuation. See, I'm not here for that. I'm here for you, to educate you on how to be the best possible you, so you don't have to live the colon cancer at 35 years old. So you don't have to live the hysterectomy at 32 years old. So you don't have to live the erectile dysfunction at 23 years old. See, y'all don't even understand the systemic, how they're systematically, absolutely destroying our community from the inside out with money. Not see, it used to be health and wellness and spirituality during the whole woke, woke community.
That's right.
Now they destroy you with money when you don't even know what money is. You think you got to grind for it. These people wake up and have one meeting and make millions of dollars. Then go play 18 holes of golf while you watch a computer and hope your options hit. They hire people to watch their options. They have stop losses. They have all these different tools. These people, listen, man, I don't understand why Chaos feel like he can do what Esau do in Esau's system when he has the power mentally to manipulate the system to work for him. The reason why we don't blink at hypertension is because Esau has already given us notice that he was going to stress you out. He already told you that. He's giving you notice that, hey, there's a remedy in every grocery store to fix every problem. But because the people that y'all look up to want to be so smart, They want to give you this herb. They want to give you this herb. They want to give you that herb. They want to give you this herb, and can't nobody else get it. Can't nobody else get this but me. So you got to buy this for me because listen. I see farm overweight everywhere. I see the things that we've been talking about for 27 years everywhere. I just don't see the way we eat everywhere because there's no other place that's telling you that you don't have to do no diet and you can still lose weight and get in proper health. There's no other. There's nobody telling y'all that. Everybody's telling you, oh, you got to eat this herb. You got to get the burdock. You got to get the sarsaparilla. You got to get this and this. Man, we fix iron deficiencies with shit you get out of goddamn grocery stores, man.
Let me ask you this before I let you go. The black man probably has the worst overall health. Is that fair assumption? Okay.
Oh my God.
All right.
Doubt.
Why is that? Why does the average brother just chuck and say the hell with it? I just take it as it comes. But where does that come from?
That comes from not having a black woman in his life that knows. Because you gotta understand, Sly, in our generation, so you gotta think, bro. We grew up in the crack era, freaknik, 90s hip hop, the stomping out of the X-Clan and empowerment. We grew up gangster rap. We saw all of these things, right? We saw how things started to grow and how it got stomped out, and we didn't realize the reason why until the late 90s and early 2000s as to why it happened. But because we were so enthralled in hip hop, it became easy for us to make money in our culture, so we just went with it because we didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see the agenda at the time as clearly as we saw it now. At the same time, the woman was getting away from mother traditions. You know, not so much because women started to work in the 80s and 90s. You know, the women's lib had really caught hold, and Reaganomics and all the different things, started to play a part. So women had started working and started becoming independent right after they killed King. Like, a lot of people don't realize this shit started in the 60s after the civil rights. The civil rights movement was what absolutely killed the black community. That destroyed the black community. And so after King died, they passed the child support bill, the welfare bill, to and they slowly moved it in the late 70s and early 80s. And in the 80s, they introduced the crack, they introduced the drug bill, and they introduced child support, all in the same fucking decade. And they also introduced Fannie Mae FHA loans to single mothers. So in 80, you know what I mean? So they hit us so hard during Reagan and Daddy Bush that we didn't even see these things coming. We didn't understand these. Even our elders didn't even see this type of thing coming. And so the women started to have to stop raising the children so much and start going to work, because the days of our granddaddy where we didn't know what a mortgage was. Another thing, derivatives came into play in the 80s with the mortgages and creating mortgages and putting mortgages on houses. Before then, nobody had a mortgage on a fucking house. I didn't know what a mortgage is until HUD Homes. I didn't know what a mortgage was. My grandmother and my great aunts didn't nobody have no mortgages. They built their house from the ground up with their partners. You see what I'm saying? So all of this empowerment stuff came into play in the 80s, and we were too young. We didn't see it. Our people looked at it as a benefit and privilege because we're in the public sector.
That's right.
And what happened was, when they introduced crack and they introduced the stress into the black community, it made it harder for black men to be one with the black woman because of the drug game. You're selling drugs, you're putting child welfare in danger, the woman in danger. So by the time we got to the late 80s, the black woman was like you know, I really don't want to,
Right.
I don't really want to fuck with y'all. So, so now you got an alienation of the black man and the black woman that's already set precedent. Then with the TPP, when Clinton came in and sent all the factory jobs, the good paying factory jobs overseas. So you had a lot of black women who was out of work, who had now forced to go to college because college was low. So now you got to force people into college. So now you got single mothers. The only objective is to get their child into college because that's the only way you can get a good job. And guess what baby daddy doing? He's still fucking hustling, and she don't want to have nothing to do with him. And the dude that's working at the plant, he ain't making enough money because she like, I'm working at the plant too. You making what I'm making, and you can't do nothing for me. And so now you got that's when the breach started to happen in the 90s. The breach started to happen in the 90s, and when that stress came about, that's when you had the whole rebellion of the black man. You know what I mean? The whole rebellion of, you had black women that's wanting to be independent and all this other type of stuff because the black man can't do nothing for them. Because the black man has been oppressed and suppressed over the last 20 years to where all they want you to do now is rap and sell dope because they already got the laws in place to take you out of the house. You're a felon. You can't come out and get any of the white jobs. So, you know, they just put so much stress on the black man. And when even if you don't even eat food, I know people who practice intermittent fasting, they so stressed out that they still gain weight. So you just look at the stress from 1990 to 2010 that's been on the black male. There's absolutely no way that you can get healthy under that type of stress. And then if you're having kids, then you got to get a job. You're on child support. What they do when you have back child support, they put your ass in jail for
Yeah.
back child support. Like they don't bro, the amount of stress that black men have to go through is ridiculous. And even if they starve and they don't eat, man, I seen a bum, man. His stomach was out to here. I'm like, how the hell you fat and you homeless? Like, how are you obese and you homeless? Like the amount of stress, the way we handle stress
Yeah.
is crazy. You know what I mean? And that cortisol that's constantly pumping out, we got to always be on go because it's always another nigga that's trying to goddamn prove his ego.
Mm.
So we always got to be on go. We can't even go out and have dinner. Everything is so stressful now that a lot of times anything we do eat is going to sit on us different. The whole reason, one of the main reasons why I came up with the whole form overweight was to put that part at ease. If we set the tone for your day, and that allows you to do whatever you want. And the stress modulators are built in. We know stress burn through the bees. We know that, but you know, we understand that the bees are the energy regulators. So if you are constantly stressed out and you burn through the bees, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be depressed. You're going to have mental fatigue. You're going to have all these different ailments. And a lot of people don't realize that men are dealing with these mental health issues based on malnutrition, and the malnutrition is coming because of the stress. If women would just recognize that, and they and to their defense, they feel like they're stressed too, because they're like, I got to deal with you, and then he feel like I got to deal with you, and it's a tug of war. When both of y'all are malnourished, it's going to be a cataclysm. It's going to be a collision there, and because women have feminine energy, it expands and comes back. Men, they based on masculine principles. That's why they hold on to shit. They'll hold on to shit, and they'll be like, "Remember, you told me that such and such and such and such." You'll hold that shit, and that shit'll
Guilty.
fuck you up for
Guilty.
years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For years, because you can't. We're not designed to hold on to that. We don't have the energy field to hold on to that. We've got to get that shit off our chest, because if we don't get rid of those traumas create inflammation in our body. And what people don't realize is that these stressors, they deteriorate your organs. And the first organs that go in men is the liver, and then the second organ to go is the kidneys. And those are the two organs that filter out the waste in the body. And if both of those are compromised, your health is going to be compromised. The heart, lungs, and everything else is secondary.
Right.
But once fear and stress start to play a part, you're on your way out of here, bro. And that's the reason why black men are so fucked up. We suffer from mental health because of the traumas. We never get it off the liver. We suffer from a whole bunch of stress and fear because we fear not being recognized by our peers, number one. Second, because niggas are always trying to compete with other niggas, jockeying for position to try and impress a chick. So you got fear of not being accepted. You got fear of not paying rent. You got fear of being called a deadbeat. You got all these different fears. Fear sets in the kidneys. Deteriorate the kidneys. Hypertension is what? Kidneys. What's the number one killer of black men? Heart disease. Heart disease comes from what? Kidney deterioration. So when when I see these numbers by the CDC and everything, heart disease, it's killing us because our kidneys are damaged, and kidney damage comes from fear. And you got people saying, I ain't scared of nothing, but you got high blood pressure. Make that make sense to me. See, to a person that really know how it go, don't tell me you're not scared of nothing. Your blood pressure through the roof, bro. See, so when these people say, "Oh, I fear no man but God," I fear this, I fear this, I fear this, but you got diabetes, you got hypertension, you know, you about to be on dialysis. See, to somebody that really know, don't talk to me about what you don't fear because fear is in the kidneys, and your kidneys are deteriorating. So what do you fear? Not being able to raise your children? What do you fear? That your baby mama not gonna let you see your child? What do you fear? That the court's gonna come take you to jail because you can't pay child support? You fear something because your kidneys say different. Your organ system, I speak to your organ systems. I don't speak to you. See, that's what we missing as men. We got to be able to lift each other up to the point to where we don't have this machoism shit amongst each other to where we can talk about our different issues, hash this shit out so we can get a better understanding of who we are so we can be better men for each other, society, because as we go, the warrior class, man, you're only going to be as strong as your warrior class. Look at the warriors we got.
Ain't nobody,
No principles.
ain't nobody worried about us.
Ain't nobody worried about us, bro. So that's the reason why our health is so bad, bro. We literally wake up and go to sleep in fear of something that we can't control. When all you got to do is wake up and control what you think for the moment. Manifestation is so easy, but we so hoard. You think about hoard shit, your life gonna be hoard. You hoard. When you wake up, you hoard. Your life gonna be hoard. I'm waking up thinking about soft shit. Slapping baby on the butt at the hey, what we having to eat for breakfast? What's breakfast? All is mind. Mentalism. The law of mentalism. All is mind, people. Like these things are very simple. What we do over here is we keep things very, very simple. And once you understand the simplicity of everything, then health and wellness becomes easy. That's why we kind of like on Kevin Samuels, like, dog, that shit was easy to fix. That was an easy fix. That was an easy fix, and she could have saved his life in 2 minutes. He had it in the cabinet. He had it in the cabinet, 100%. I guarantee you, everybody everybody that's on this live stream, I guarantee you got it in the cabinet. I guarantee. Common food. Stopped the heart attack, got him to the doctor, got his heart together, and been home back on his podcast. Same day. That simple. Proven. Proven. This is not no,
No, they're gonna have to pay. They're gonna have
old
to pay you
wise
for that. I'm
motherfucker.
not gonna say what it is, but they're gonna have to pay you for that. So
Proven.
yeah.
Proven. People who get consultations with me, man, y'all listen. Y'all go to my Instagram and y'all go to my page. It's the Form Runner. Go to my page. There's a link on there. I offer hour consultation. I offer month coaching. I got form overweight, food list, change your life, teach you how to eat foods. I got the cheat sheet. I ain't even done the master class yet. The master class is going to be something that's going to allow you to change your life and your family life and everybody else around you. That's coming soon. Because just the basic stuff that I talk about is it can save lives. Like Kevin Samuels should be alive right now. That's the part that pains me the most because he should still be alive, regardless of what I agreed with, what he talked about. And he's my brother. You know what I'm saying? He's one of our brothers. So, you know, it pains me that our community don't know the things that our ancestors knew like it was nothing. Like
You
nobody had those problems.
know, it's
A
funny because
911, how long was that 911 call, bro?
20 minutes, bro.
This man was suffering for 20 minutes. There's no way he would have been up and at him in 2 seconds. That heart should have been, oh, let's go to the doctor.
Right.
What did you just fucking do? Nigga, I just saved your fucking life. We gotta go get you checked out.
I got a couple questions for you from the chat. First question.
What's up, chat? Shout out to the chat.
Conspiracy wants to get your opinion on drinking Pedialyte in the heat while working.
Long as it's not cold, you'll be all right.
Okay. Making Her Crazy wants to know what's his opinion on eggs.
Eggs is a nighttime food. Never consume them before 12 p.m.
Okay. Edmund, he asked, what about
And listen,
Okay.
this is light. This is light. I'm not giving you the full details. You got to come over here to get that. Eggs are very good for you. Eggs are good for the womb. Eggs are good for the ovaries. And there's another food that if you eat eggs with, it supports the sperm and the egg and allow your egg to receive the sperm quite well. You know, so there's food combinations that you can eat, but never eat eggs before 12 noon.
Edmund wants to know, what about metoprolol? My doctor got me taking 100 milligrams a day for high blood pressure and as a 10 milligrams for high cholesterol.
Okay, so the fact that he got you on a cholesterol drug that lets me know that you're not going to be able to make testosterone because the precursor for testosterone is cholesterol. And they look at cholesterol because you're converting the cholesterol into lipoproteins. That's a plaque. So you're mixing two energy sources. Whenever you mix sugar, complex sugars, and fat together, the body has to choose which one it needs as the energy sources. Of course, it's going to choose sugar first. So now you got cholesterol and sugar. It's going to create a plaque that's going to start clogging up your arteries. He got you on a cholesterol drug to try and keep those arteries from clogging up by keeping your cholesterol down. But what's going to suffer is your hormones, the adrenals, the pituitary pineal. The pineal gland, the pituitary thyroid thymus, adrenals are not going to have a clear connection or signal to your gonads because the nuts are not going to produce testosterone because you're not producing enough cholesterol in the liver. Okay, so now what he's done, all blood pressure drugs do the same thing: slow down the heart rate, slow heart, slow blood. Not only do you got slow blood, you got no cholesterol. You're not going to produce any testosterone, so you're gonna start feeling like you're less than a man. That's why your boy went to the gas station pills, the honey packs, and the Red Bulls. See, so now you're starting to create a conundrum. That's what I just explained. Okay, so what happens is you slow the blood down. You give you a cholesterol drug because they want to keep the cholesterol down. You're going to start feeling less than a man. You're going to get lethargic, so you're going to need some energy. So you're going to go to the energy drinks and different things like that, the coffee, different things. It's going to constrict the blood vessel, which is what? Going to make the blood pressure drug null and void. So now you got low T, you got thin blood, and you got constricted blood vessels, which is making your high blood pressure medication null and void when all you had to do is shit 3 times a day and get hydrated and you to get off of those drugs altogether.
Boy,
We do it every day.
you just said a mouthful.
We do it every day, bro.
Next question. Club Fortune wants
See,
to
when
know.
you do it out the dome, people think I be, where the books at? Where the books
Yeah,
at?
right.
Where you studying this at?
Club Fortune asks, what are your thoughts on turmeric?
Stay the fuck away from turmeric as far as you can run. Turmeric If you don't drink milk, don't fuck with turmeric.
Okay.
Learn the history on turmeric and what turmeric is for. Turmeric is a dye. They only use turmeric for the sick, and turmeric don't work without fat. Y'all putting red pepper, y'all putting black pepper on it to absorb into the body. That's
Right.
going to create more irritation.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Look at the true use of turmeric in Ayurvedic, because that's where it came from. Turmeric new to y'all. Turmeric became popular in 2012, 2013. Ayurvedic only used it in certain aspects. And check out the temperatures that's over there in India during the summer.
Mhm.
Check out the temperatures. I don't think none of y'all know what 110, 115, 135 look like.
Bro, it was 107 a day, and I was just like, I don't know. This might be my limit.
So listen, y'all need to start understanding where these herbs that y'all getting, where they're coming from. If you living in fucking Wyoming, why the fuck are you using turmeric? It's more than just the herbs, man, and the spices.
Okay. Let me see.
But yeah, stay away from turmeric, man.
Stay away from turmeric, people. NIE's super chat. She asks, "What does Mac think about the carnivore diet?"
Your hair is gonna fall out of your hormones are gonna get wrecked. It's just like keto. You're switching. Listen. The body has two energy sources: sugar and fat. Fat is designed as an emergency energy source. The white boy come out and say keto and carnivore. They're switching you to proteins, but here's the thing: protein still has to be converted to sugar. You'll still get type 2 diabetes if you don't control, because guess what? In order for the protein to be converted to sugar, it requires insulin. It's still gluconeogenesis that's going on in the liver. It's not going to protect you from disease because you're still utilizing insulin. Insulin does what? It's anabolic. It grows things. So if you don't, you have to understand how the body uses these energy storages. Just like keto, this is the reason why keto start falling out. The hormones start to get messed up. The carnivore, if you already have a compromised digestive system and you're already swallowing your food whole and not chewing up your food and saying your grace like you're supposed to, you're going to fucking get sick. Carnivore is going to create more cancer in the future. Remember I said this, you heard it first. I want y'all to watch these cancers, these stomach cancers and these colon cancers, next 5-10 years, gambling with these diets. You have to understand energy. You got to understand how the food turns into energy in the body. Half of y'all don't even chew your food up, but you want to be carnivore. You can't wait to get the next bite in. Carnivore is going to be just like keto. It's going to be the detriment to a lot of these bodybuilders that's pushing it. These fitness people. They're so constipated, waking up every morning.
Cali.
And y'all don't think something wrong with them?
That guy there, man. It's like, you know what? You done had 2 warning shots, and you still playing. I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll be making a video about your ass because he hard headed. Like,
They hard-headed.
let me see. CP30. He asks, but why are pro athletes advertising and promoting veganism when they know they can't sustain a full season with that lifestyle?
How long, Sai? How long? How long? How long have I have told people these? So we train pro athletes for a while, quite some time. And we don't brag about the Pro Bowls that they've been in. We don't brag about the massive contracts that they've gotten to provide a living for their family. We don't brag about those things. You know what we brag about? Their injury report. They're never on it. Our guys are never hurt. Never. I was the first guy to come out publicly and chastise the people who utilize the vegan diet playing a barbaric sport. That's where I came up with the saying, everybody is a beast until the savages show up. You have these athletes who are beasts. They come into a game that is made and built for savagery. And on that particular diet, that's a loving diet. The vegan diet, what we call a loving diet. There's no masculinity in it. It's love. It's about harmony. But you're playing a treacherous sport that requires connective tissue to be replenished and repaired. There's no plants. There's no beans that's going to repair your joints, tendons, and ligaments in a manner of time that is required to play this sport for X amount of years. Every one of them get hurt. Most of them non-contact injuries. And I know 2 ain't playing no more that had to retire early. And it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, man. And, I don't even talk about it no more because we see it so often and so much. And then when Chad came out with the Ocho versus Science, everybody gave him hell.
Oh, they sure
Where
did.
y'all think
Yeah.
weight come from?
Yeah.
Where y'all think we don't do no diets over here? We never did. We don't do no diets. Ocho versus, why are you promoting McDonald's? If you know how to make McDonald's work for you, if you had been over here in 2005 and 2006, 2007, then you would know these things. There's a reason why our motto is we don't do no diets, because it's not about the food. It's the form overweight, man.
Bruh, people be hitting
We
me
don't
up.
care about how much you lift.
They be like, why is Mac at Five Guys? And why is he at the soul food joint? I thought he was all about health, bro. I'm just like, I don't even respond. It's like you let them down. They be like, why is he at Five Guys, bro? Sly, why, bro? And I'm just like, what?
Boy, y'all see him up on this bum, chiseled to the bone, bristle up under this shirt, boy. And I don't work out. Y'all ain't seen me in the gym. Y'all see how I eat.
You took what, a 3-year break?
Chiseled to the bone,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. You took a 3-year break. I was like, that's impressive. Yeah, yeah. They gonna learn.
I'm telling y'all, man, we got the cheat code. We got the cheat code over here, man. We got the cheat code over here. Because it's like I said, man, it's not about what you eat. It's all in how you eat, how you prep your food, everything, man. Listen, this is ancestral. I can't say that enough. This is my ancestors speaking through me, your ancestors, your big mom and them. Your big mom and them is they on my neck telling me, tell my grandbaby she need to come on home, leave them plants and peas alone. Come on, get you some neck bones, baby. You know how I used to feed y'all. Come on, get you some good eating. You might snap back into your senses.
A couple more questions before I let you go, because you're coming in crazy, and I don't want to keep going. What are your favorite proteins and fibers?
Okay. So y'all getting in the form of a weight here. I'm gonna give y'all a quick secret. I don't want to give y'all this. Okay, I ain't gonna tell you my favorite protein, but I'm gonna just show y'all something, right? I'm just show y'all something. Rice protein, pea protein, soy protein, they'll make a woman out of you. Okay. These vegan proteins, they're gonna make a woman out of you. They heavy in metals. I just got a hair sample back from a vegan. They've taken these proteins, and they veganism and everything. They metals, they heavy metals was through the fucking roof. Through the fucking roof, and we gotta find a way to offset that, right? So as far as proteins go, you're gonna go with the protein that your body absorbs the best. Now, when you get coaching from me, I teach you how to cook your food for absorption, for assimilation. Now, I can only give you the numbers. The most absorbable protein on the market today, 98%, 99% BV is whey protein. It's a milk product. Most of y'all seem to forget because maybe you wasn't breastfed. That the absorption rate of the whey is crazy, and what creates the problems in the intestines is the casein, not the whey. So um, some of y'all just really just don't know the history. But anyway, whey protein is the highest absorbable protein on the market. Uh, the number two most absorbable protein on the market is eggs. But some of y'all wish to have eggs in the morning for some reason because that's what they told you when you're supposed to eat eggs. But eggs is a nighttime food. That's why you eat these fats and eggs in the morning. And your cholesterol fucked up. When is the testosterone the highest? In the morning.
In the mornings,
Why?
yeah.
Why is that? Because it took what it needed to make the nuts talk to the adrenals. But guess what? You're not having morning wood because you don't have enough cholesterol.
I'm gonna take two more
Y'all
questions.
forget.
Go ahead.
Y'all forget. Cholesterol is judged by lipoproteins, high density lipoproteins, and low
Yeah.
density lipoproteins. Okay.
Yeah, for the layman's HDL, LDLs is what we that's what they refer to them as. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. HDL and LDL.
Yeah.
HDL high density lipoproteins. LDL low density lipoproteins.
I
Fat proteins.
two more questions. I'm gonna let you go, bruh. What are your thoughts on grounding, walking on the ground barefoot?
Oh man, that y'all. For those of you who knew, that's we require that. That's a requirement for all of our athletes after every practice. Especially we'll go. A lot of people have field turf. That's a requirement for us. We discharge after every single practice, after every single workout. We discharge. It's a requirement. It's not even that's not even something that we even our guys just automatically know what it is with us. That's something we've been doing since '97. That's a requirement.
Carlton Way.
Big proponent of it.
Carlton Way asks, what are your thoughts on Dwayne Johnson's meat diet?
He's just carnivore.
Yeah, I don't know why
Carnivore.
people.
It's just carnivore. It's just keto. He just not using the coconut oils and the different oils.
Yeah.
It's still carnivore. It's all listen. All of this shit is keto. All of this is keto. Carnivore is just they're converting the proteins to sugar as their energy. You can go high fat, keto, however you want to do it. You're still going to run into the same hormonal dysfunctions because your body. Listen, y'all need to look at who's pushing these agendas.
Yeah.
These are not carbonated people. These are bloodsuckers that are pushing this agenda. They thirsty. I know you hungry. You hungry, see? But they thirsty. Look at who's pushing these agendas, man. You don't see us pushing these agendas. We don't even know nothing about half of these diets. We just fall into them and want to try them, and because somebody is sponsoring us, we want to push them.
Mm-hmm.
That shit ain't for us, man. We wasn't designed to eat that type of all meat diet.
Right.
We wasn't designed to eat high carb diets. We was designed to have a certain flow at a certain time to facilitate what we do.
Final question for you. Edmund asks, is there a safe way to lose body fat? I'm around 25 to 30%, trying to get in the teens, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I'm at 19% body fat. I haven't worked out in 3 years and I eat form overweight. You're welcome. There's no judgment, only understanding.
My man, any last words for the people tonight?
Hey man, listen, man. I say this with all sincerity. Y'all know I'm a clown, right? I love to have fun. I love to have fun. I love to do things and have fun doing it. But listen, man, I love y'all. I love my people. I want to see us be the best possible us that we can be. And we have to take responsibility for each other. When I say that, I don't mean you need to be responsible for your child, you need to be responsible for your wife, you need to be responsible for whoever. You need to be responsible for you. If you do good, everybody around you do good because your energy changes everybody around you. And everybody likes to be around somebody that's doing good because the person that's doing good elevates them. But if you're not doing good, then you're going to carry that same energy into everybody that's around you. So I need you to take a look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what can you do to better yourself? And when you answer that question, make sure you say it out loud in the mirror so that you can hear yourself and you can utilize the act of observation to set that thing in motion to build the reality that you want. These are the teachings of Form Overweight, man. This is what we teach. We teach you that you are the greatest. You are. There's no other you that has ever existed on the planet. So don't compare you to nobody else. You the best. You the greatest. So you be the best you that you can be. Empower yourself. Don't allow nobody else to empower you. You get in the mirror and you look at yourself and tell yourself you the greatest. And watch the reality of the world start to bend to your will. Let thy will be done. Thy will. These ain't my words now. This your prayer. This y'all prayer for those of y'all who ain't picked up on it. This y'all prayer now. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. If you can see it, you can achieve it. Just say it, and the universe will give it to you. But y'all scared of yourself. Don't be scared of yourself now. Get in the mirror and take responsibility for yourself, man.
It is a pleasure that I know you. I'm telling you, 50 years from now, I'm like, yeah, I knew that guy Mac, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, man? We gonna be old as fuck. But like, yeah, that brother, yeah, man. I know that man. I know that forerunner guy. I'm always humbled and always, brother, always thank you. I don't, you know, I learn something every time I talk to you. And you know what? It's my bad. I don't bring you back more because I'd be sitting there waiting for you to be like, yo, hit me up. And I'd be like, I'm like,
Yo,
he gonna hit me up one day.
I be seeing your subject matter. I be seeing your subject matter, and you be tearing that bitch down. So I just be like,
No,
I'm
man,
just sitting.
listen.
I'm sitting in the corner waiting to go in the game,
Hey,
though.
I'm because I know you be busy on IG and the consults is through the roof for you. I'd be like, man, I know he busy. So I'm like, well, whenever he feels he gets free time, he'll hit me up. And I just be like,
Man, listen,
mm-hmm.
I'm coming. Just say I'm making the time. You already know the original, bro. Listen, bro. I got my start at the Super Slide Show, bro. I'm making time. I don't give a damn what I got going on. When Sly say, bro, I need you to speak on it, we getting busy.
Hey, no, you know, I'm always humble because I remember when like you first came across my channel. He's like, yo, I asked my uncle about you. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I do know what I be talking about. I was like, yeah, I ain't crazy shit. my man, 100 grand. So future endeavors, you got coming up masterclass for Zoom. I know at
I'm gonna
some
say the
point.
master class is gonna be. I wanted it to be in August, but I think the master class is gonna be closer to September because the information is so vast. Because I'm gonna go over the inception and how our body works. People don't. I've gotten so much pushback as I begin to explain to people how Black people's body work and the basis of our body as opposed to every other nationality of people, and the bone density and different things like that. And I start to explain the laws of signatures, how certain foods work in our body differently based on where they come from, what they look, and the laws of signatures just means that pistachios look like an eye, therefore it works on the eye. Walnuts look like a brain, therefore it works on the brain, and it
Right.
has omega 3s, 6s, and 9s. Like These are things that we have to know that our ancestors knew, but didn't quite explain it to us thoroughly. So I got a lot of information I got to kind of break down for our people to understand these simple foods that we took out of our diet because we started getting money. The wealthier we got, the help we got,
Okay.
because we felt like we didn't have to eat the way that our ancestors designed us to eat, which the way they ate was to create longevity for us to do exactly what my ancestors did, to outlive the slave master in order to acquire the land and the businesses that the slave master had set up. You see? So like a lot of people don't realize that if your generate if you know back in the day, if your generation outlived the laws, then if you was the only living um heir on the plantation, that you got the plantation. That's
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
a lot of slaves got the land. So how did they outlive the slave masters? Because who worked in the kitchens? Y'all gonna catch that later though for some of y'all.
I think they caught it. I think they caught it. It's like one of those. Did he just say what I thought he said? That's
Yeah,
what it.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Great, 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 great grands was smarter than what we thought.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Any future plans for books or meet and greets?
Man, so
Brother, you in the
uh,
town.
man, listen. I started working on a book.
Okay.
When I got to page 1,000, I said it's got to be a class.
Okay.
It's got to be lessons because, so because the thing, I went over the color traumas, how to determine traumas based off of color, how to determine masculine, feminine traumas based off of ailments, what hurts, who, when, what, and how. I can't put all of this in a book. I can't put it in a book, so it has to be in a curriculum. So I'm working on a curriculum. I got a couple of people working on a curriculum for me, um, to try and bring all of this information, all of this info. I got so much information in my head that it's hard to put in the book.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to dwindle it down to like a PDF that's going to help the masses, because we all pretty much deal with the same kind of problems. So it's kind of difficult to dwindle all this information into a book. It
Okay.
is.
So, are you saying in this day and age that maybe a book will be dumbing it down at this point?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because, okay, so just think about it. How many people thought that high blood pressure was kidneys?
I'm sure the average
Ask
person,
anybody
yeah,
what causes high blood pressure. They don't know high
they
blood
would
pressure
know.
has anything to do with the kidneys. They think it's heart or something like that.
Yeah.
How many people still think the heart is a pump? The heart is a result of pressure. It's not a pump. The heart beats as a result of the pressure in the body that's created by the breathing. It's not a pump. It's a valve. It's a regulator, just like valves.
Well, you know why I thought it
So
was a pump? Because I remember in fifth grade there was this cartoon they showed the heart can pump this, fill up a pool of in so many hours and pump this, and that's for me. That's when indoctrination came in.
that's what they teach us.
Yeah.
It's a result. It's a result of breathing. You stop breathing. That's why a person can be brain dead and be on a ventilator and live. The heart is a regulator of pressure. The pressure is created by the venous system. The venous system is regulated by the kidneys. That's why a person can be brain dead on a ventilator. As long as that ventilator is moving, that heart will keep beating. That's why CPR is breathe in the mouth, press the fucking heart. Heart is a regulator. It moves based on the pressure created by the body through the breath. See, people don't understand how the body works. So people are trying to heal people from a modality that's given to them by Western science.
Oh.
It's a problem.
Well, because guys like you slowly changing that narrative and putting the people on the right path. You and Bo and
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm here for, man. I got love for us, man.
All right, homie. Go ahead and get out and get your sleep. Cause I know it's late there. So
Yes, yes, yes. Almost 1 o'clock. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I
Oh,
got to be
okay.
up in 2 hours.
I feel you. I feel
And
bad for
guess
keeping
what,
you up this
though?
late.
I'm on this earth juice, and I'm gonna make it.
This is my homie. This is my ace right here.
Yes,
And
yes, sir.
man, thank you for everything you do and for everything you continue to do. And
Thank you, brother.
listen, whenever you feel like got an inkling, just text me. Cause if I could,
I will, dog. I will. Right now, I know. You know what I'm saying? I just be
it's
sitting in
always
the car
been like
like,
that. I just be like,
I'm a
shit,
smoker. I'm a smoker. Tell bad boy. I'm a smoking. I'm the champ. I'm the champ.
my man, 100 grand. That is Form Runner. Catch him on IG at the Form Runner. Yeah, yeah. With that being said, my
Yeah.
brother, I wish you a good night.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
But
sir.
I appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, boy, man. Don't forget, be good to people. Be good to people, man. Be great. Thank y'all for tuning in to your boy, man. Y'all know what it is. Early. Always be early.
My man. All right, good night, bro.
Later.
Okay. Thank y'all for hanging out. You know what? And let me get to the super chats. I'm so sorry. It's yeah. Why am I so? Wait the fuck. Got me all alternate cut. Like I'm trying to be. Anywho, let me get to these super chats. And like I said, I'm sorry for getting to it too so late, but I didn't want to break up his build. So Carrie. Carrie said, thank you for the super chat. She said, not even 5 minutes in, and Form is hitting home runs. Let me just say this real quick. Don't ever compare your team to mine. Ever, ever, ever. Like, I see people's regular guest panels and shit. I just be like, my team is 10 times far and above better. I'm just talking my shit. But that's just how I feel. Rashi Copeland says, Sly, I don't know if you remember, he tried out for Tough Enough back in the day, so he been destroying his body with non-nutrients. Listen, I'm not here to kick anybody down, but if you believe this guy was a bouncer and he was a martial arts expert and he participated in underground fight clubs, have at it. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. Zakiba, thank you for the super chat, bro, for another great collab. Thank you. Craft Girl Gone Wild. Video game controller poses triumphantly in between the words critical hit. Thank you for the super sticker. And final super chat for the night from Farron. Great show. Thank you, sir. No, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all get out of here. So I got lives all this week. Yeah, so I'll be doing a show the rest of the week up until Monday. And yeah, we're gonna keep getting it in. And I thank y'all for hanging out with me, giving me your time, energy, and donations and all that good stuff. Y'all have a good night. I bid you adieu.
Welcome to the Morning Star Show with Super Sly 75. You're listening to onthewakeupradio.com. Sign up for OTWTube.com, uncensored free speech platform.
Wait. Be quiet, Cindy. Hold up. I forgot Cash App. Jamaica, where you at? Yes, I'm so sorry. Jamaica, thank you for the 5 on the Cash App. Oh, wait.
Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
I'm just fucking shit up.
iTunes,
All right, get out of here. Good night.
and iHeartRadio, as well as OTWTube.com. And now back to your host, Super Sly 75.